name is Dr. Tony Mitchell. I am a faculty in the Black Male Leadership Development Institute. Most of the young men know me as Brother Tony. I want to congratulate all of the spring 2020 graduates. Your achievement is a day of celebration. It is also a day of thanks. So I thank your parents and families for supporting the BMLDI program and you. I believe that anything good or great is collective. Today, despite the unprecedented health and race relations challenges and problems that have affected our lives in recent months, your BMLDI graduation is historical and significant. It is special. Therefore, you will never forget these turbulent times and your BMLDI experience. At this time, to begin the ceremony, I will offer a traditional blessing of the ancestors invocation to our graduates and their families. I will say some very, very important verses about who we are as a people and how we have struggled and achieved in the universe since time began. If you agree with me that these words have meaning and power in your life, your response is Ashe. For the Creator who makes all things great and small, Ashe. For Africa, the motherland and cradle of civilization, Ashe. For our ancestors and their indomitable, unconquerable spirits, Ashe. For our youth who represent the promise for tomorrow, Ashe. For our people, the original people, the fathers and mothers of civilization, Ashe. For our struggle and remembrance of those who have struggled on our behalf, men and women, known and unknown, and all of our families who have paid a tremendous sacrifice for all of us to be here today, Ashe. For Umoja, unity, the principle that should guide us in all that we do, Ashe. And last but not least, for our children, for the children who are here now and the children who are yet to come, who are the children on the way. The wisdom of our ancestors teaches us that who these children will become already lives within us, in our hearts, in our minds, in our hopes, dreams, and aspirations for a better life and future. This completes the invocation. Collectively, together, we can all say 3 times, Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. Again, thank you very much. Asante Sana to our graduates. Many blessings to all of you. Ashe.
I'd like to welcome everyone to the Black Male Leadership Development Institute's class of 2020 graduation and rites of passage ceremony. My name is Kevon Brown, and I am the Master of Ceremonies for today's event. I am also a proud member of BMLDI and a recent graduate of Bashir High School with plans to attend Alderson Broaddus University this fall. majoring in psychology. In preparing for today, I was actually thinking about what BMLDI means to me. To me, BMLDI means growth and fellowship. It's a space where I've come to understand myself in ways that I would never have imagined. When I came to BMLDI 3 years ago, I tended to listen more than contribute to conversations. If I'm being honest, I was quiet because I did not believe that my ideas deserved attention. For years, I've had special moments with many people that helped me realize others saw more in me than I saw in myself. One of those moments was with our late brother, Zion Thomas. He and I shared a love for sports and would often find ourselves playing football during our free time at residential. Zion and I developed a mutual respect for each other's commitment to getting better at football, and this made it natural for us to talk on the field too. In those conversations, and many others like it, I watched as people would ask me for my thoughts or often agree with me. Something clicked, and I soon found myself being excited to speak. I was even ready to do so when it contradicted others, like the time when me and Najir got into a debate about how to parallel park. I know I was right, Najir. Many people who found their voice go from rarely speaking to speaking all the time, but I know it is important to have a balance so that others can have a seat at the table. We live in a challenging time, and I understand that the celebration of Black excellence BMLDI gave me is one I also have the responsibility to create. Just like Zion looked out for me, I will look out for those coming after me. Within the next 10 years, I will get a doctorate in psychology so that I can open my own therapy practice and help others find their true power just like I did. I appreciate your time today and ask you to please join me in welcoming Ms. Esther L. Bush, President and CEO of the Urban League of Greater Pittsburgh.
Hello, BMLDI participants, families, friends, supporters, and others. Welcome to the Urban League of Greater Pittsburgh's Black Male Leadership Development Institute's virtual graduation and rites of passage ceremony. I'm Mr. Bush, President and CEO of the Urban League of Greater Pittsburgh. I can't tell you how proud I am of this cohort of students and the work that you have done this year. You exemplify what young Black men should be. Your commitment to leadership is inspiring, and it gives me hope for our future. We need more young people like you taking control of their lives and preparing for the future. Our youth will be on the front line of change in this country. And I'm so proud that this program gives you all the tools necessary in life to do and be something great. As the late Pittsburgh pirate Roberto Clemente said, anytime you have an opportunity to make a difference in this world and you don't, then you are wasting your time on earth. I hope that this year has been a year of learning, self-discovery, and you leave BMLDI with a greater sense of purpose, belonging, and a burning desire to continue to educate yourself and others. I'm excited for your future. Congratulations, gentlemen, on completing the Urban League of Greater Pittsburgh's 2019-2020 Black Male Leadership Development Institute. Continued luck.
Thank you very much for your remarks, Ms. Bush. And now the BMLDI Program Manager, Mr. Dean Richards, will share a few words with you.
Thank you for coming. My name is Dean Richards, and I'm the BMLDI Program Manager, and I'm excited to have you here today for the 2019-2020 BMLDI graduation and rites of passage virtually. Thank you very much for giving us your attention, and I'm honored to be here. It's been a wonderful year with the guys. It started out with residential and having all kind of fun there, all the way to COVID-19, and it's been quite an experience for everyone involved. Whether we've been offering programming in person or virtually, it's worked, and I am excited to honor these strong young men who are here and committed to do what's right. Throughout the year, we've had moments of growth as a whole group, whether that came through discussions about things like systematic oppression or privilege, or whether that came through individual moments of growth. For people like Miles Britton, who made significant strides in being able to talk, socialize with others, and talk in public. It's been an amazing year. I'm really proud of these guys, and I really look forward to continuing my relationship with these guys even after the program, because they're really dear to my heart. At this time, I would love for you to join me in witnessing some BMLDI graduates who are also recent high school graduates and listening to what they have to say.
My name is Niger Darwin. I'm recently graduated from Woodland Hills High School. This fall, I plan to enter an apprenticeship program with Union 66, heavy machine operating. To me, a leader is a person who is able to lead by example in a positive way and convinces others to follow them to work towards a common goal. Before I joined BMLDI, I was a very shy person who did not like conflict. But I knew that I wanted to be a more assertive leader. I just didn't know how to do that. When I came to BMLDI, I found a group of peers who looked like me and had similar experiences. The guys came from all over the place, and some of them were quiet like me, while others were very outspoken. This mixture of people helped me realize that it was okay to be who I am, but I could also use the experience to grow into the leader I wanted to be. I began to talk more through conversations with friends like Kevon, with the encouragement of older adults I look up to in the program. Today, BMLDI helped me to be someone who is comfortable speaking both one-on-one and to groups of people. Actually, I look for opportunities to speak. I know that I still have some growing to do, but I'm certainly glad that I can seek advice of my peers and others in my network who care about me.
My name is Dominic Brown. I am a graduate of Perry High School. In the fall of 2020, I am either going to CCAC for biology or I'm going to trade school for painting and to be in the union. Leadership to me is knowing when the right times to step down and the right times to step up. A leader knows when he can give his insight on something and when his insight is not needed and somebody else's insight is in need. I feel like a good leader is somebody who knows that he can learn from other people and other people can learn from him, and he respects both his knowledge and their knowledge collectively. BMLDI helped me with my leadership over the past 3 years I've been there, because when I first came there, I was more like an introvert and I was more skeptical on wanting to lead because I didn't want to be in the spotlight and the limelight of everything. I didn't want to be the center of attention. So, talking to Dean, Brother Andrew, Brother Malcolm, Brother Tony, and all them, they basically, helped me come out my shell more. And they basically cultivated me, to the leader that I am today. They helped me with my stage fright, kind of. They helped me, know when to give my insight and know when to sit back and just listen. Because I know that's one real big thing of being a leader. Because if you can't sit back and listen, then you're not going to be able to learn anything. I say over the past 3 years, BMLDI has definitely changed me and caused me to be a good leader, and also help my peers to get them to want to go into the right direction and, follow the right path. I talk to my brothers every day about, trying to go down the right path and the rights and wrongs to do, and I just want to share my knowledge with them, because I just want to help my brothers go down the right path and not end up doing something that would have them going into jail or even worse. So I feel like being a leader takes a lot of responsibility, and I feel like if you have the knowledge to give to somebody to help them get the keys to success, then by all means you should do that for that person.
A big thank you to Nigeria and Dominic for such inspirational words.
I'm excited to introduce to you our keynote speaker, Dr. Armani Davis. But first, please let me offer a few words about him. Dr. Armani A. Davis is a class of 2010 graduate of Still Valley High School. After Still Valley, he attended Duquesne University, where he played football and received a Bachelor's of Arts degree in Integrated Marketing Communications. Upon graduation, he took a job with Aldi as a district manager, but because he was not passionate about the work he was doing, he left the company after less than a year. He returned to school at Edinburgh University, where he received a Master's of Arts in Managerial and Intercultural Communications and a certificate in conflict resolution, with hopes to get involved in higher education. Shortly after the graduation, he began working for Robert Morris University as a retention specialist, working with marginalized and conditionally accepted students. After 2 years, he was encouraged by leadership at the PBCOHE to apply for a statewide fellowship that would land him the opportunity to become faculty at one of the state universities in Pennsylvania. He was accepted and spent the 2018-2019 school year teaching at Indiana University of Pennsylvania as a Frederick Douglass Scholar. Armani recently received his PhD from Robert Morris University and will continue as a faculty member at IUP next year in the School of Developmental Studies and Communications Media. Armani's primary focus and vision in life is to guide today's youth into the light of tomorrow. He believes to best assist our communities, we must start with our youth and work to educate them and provide them with essential resources for success. He believes education is the primary tool used when seeking meaningful work and relationships. Armani's life goal is to work to better ensure education efforts at underserved and impoverished communities, so the pool of leaders of tomorrow will be substantially larger. Armani was active in leadership positions in the community and on each campus he attended. He continues to be a member of the Pennsylvania Black Conference on Higher Education, the 100 Black Men of America, a men's civic organization whose stated goal is to educate and empower African American children and teens, and a member of Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated. In 2017, Armani was chosen as a fellow of the New Leaders Council, Pittsburgh chapter. The council is dedicated to providing a new generation of leaders with the tools they need to succeed and drive progressive change for the region. More in relation to BMLDI, Armani has been a keynote speaker, a presentation facilitator, and a cluster leader, and he has been dear to our hearts and committed to the mission of BMLDI. Please take a moment to listen to the wonderful words of Dr. Armani A. Davis.
I'm very excited to join you as the keynote speaker for the Black Male Leadership Development Institute year-long program graduation. I've been involved with the program for just about 10 years, and the strides that I've seen made over those years has been incredible. You young men never cease to amaze me. Your dreams, your talents, your stories, and your pure will are remarkable. Even in the midst of storm, you prevail. In the words of Tupac, Black men are the roads that grew from concrete, and I firmly believe we're the most resilient of any form of life to ever exist. I'm incredibly proud of all of you. In the midst of a global pandemic, you all completed a non-traditional virtual school year and a leadership program. You're just simply amazing. But if that wasn't enough for a young Black teen during this pandemic, you have also been overly exposed to and have had to fight and deal with racism on a level that many have not. On a bright side, I do think our world may be recovering from this pandemic, and we may receive a vaccine in the near future. But sadly, I think we are ways away from the cure to racism. But you all give me hope. What you symbolize is promise. You are the new world order Malcolm X fought and gave his life for. You're the reasoning behind every march Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. led. You are a physical representation of the dreams and hopes of the slave Maya Angelou wrote about in her poem, Still I Rise. But don't think you won't be challenged. 1 in 3 African American males can expect to spend some time in prison. We make up over 49% of the prison population in comparison to only making up 5.5% of college enrollment. And according to national statistics from the ACT, 60% of African Americans don't graduate high school with the subject readiness in the 4 core areas of English, math, writing, and reading comprehension. With data like this, it's hard to believe that only 40% of African American students will graduate with a degree in 6 years. And they say America is the land of the free. Freedom to pursue the American dream. But we know no one is free until we all are. So I'm going to ask you the same question J. Cole did. What's the price tag for a black man's life? I take the toe tag, not 1 0 in sight. I turn the TV on, not 1 hero in sight, unless he dribble or he fiddle with mics. I'm here today to tell you that you are more, you always were more, and that I see you, I feel you, and I am you, and we are more, and we're destined for great things. I can't promise that you won't be targeted for what makes you so desirable. I can't promise that things in life will be fair. But what I can promise you is what others have promised me, is that I will always fight with you and for you, so that we can be the change that we want to see in the world. But we have to fight this fight together if we really want to win and create change for ourselves and people who look like us. We have to learn to readily accept our personal shortcomings and own our mistakes. We must also develop a sense of humility and be willing to ask for help and readily offer our help to those in need. Help does not make you weak, it makes you stronger. I remember in middle school, I was out for over a week, and when I returned, I was met with a lot of missed assignments. I reviewed them and didn't have any help, so I figured I'd wait till we went over them in class to get them done. About a week later, my teacher approached me and said I had until the end of the day to hand them in to take zeros for the assignments. I argued back, how could I do something he never taught me? And he replied, it wasn't his job to teach it to me, and it was my job to seek out help if I needed. We argued back and forth, and I ended up in the office. In the office, a lot of people spoke at me, telling me what I could do to get the work done. But me still unsure of how to do it, I just sat there. Eventually, the security guard walked in and asked me what's wrong. I explained my situation and asked if he knew any routes for me to get help. He responded to me, it's your fault you didn't get your work done, and closed mouths don't get fed. So I asked him in that moment, would he be willing to help me? And he helped me in that moment as far as he could go. And when he got stuck, he asked for help again. Before you know, we had principals and vice principals in the office help me finish my math homework. That day, I learned the power of community. I knew some things, he knew others, and when we were stuck, we just continued to ask for help until we got it done. My sense of pride almost made me fail, but with community, I met my deadline and received full credit for the assignment. As black men, we are often in competition with one another, but I promise you, as a team, we will go further. LeBron James is one of the best basketball players ever to play the game. Without the right team and support, he failed to reach the NBA Finals for the first 8 seasons of his career. Since then, he has worked to build his team with strong people who've complemented his strengths, provided values in areas where he lacked, and he's won 3 championships in the last 8 years and has competed in the last 7 championships. So start building your championship team. Leaving here, I challenge you to start building a community and systems of support. Go and tell your friends what you learned at the Black Male Leadership Development Institute and why it's important. Tell them what tools you know have access to and how it will make a difference. But don't brag. Encourage them and tell them they too are capable. Tell them how to get involved in the institute and tell them that you plan to build together. I believe in all of us alone, but I believe in us more as a collective because together we are and will always be stronger. So keep in contact with your classmates and let them know you are there for them and promise that each one of you will teach someone else. And for every person you teach, challenge them to teach someone else and continue the cycle. It starts with us. I again am proud of you and your journey, and I'm eager to see the mark you'll leave on the world.
Dr. Davis, thank you very much for those powerful and encouraging words. This year's graduation format brings a different presentation style for the graduates. And you will note that each of them has or will receive a BMLDI tie, certificate of completion, and medal in honor of their commitment to the program. Now, please take a moment to watch your screens as the names of the 2019-2020 BMLDI graduates will scroll. I am especially excited for a special section of this graduation ceremony, during which we will announce the Director's Award Ds, who will receive a BMLDI Letterman jacket. Letterman jackets are something that are very rare to come by and very cherished and very hard to earn. The graduates who have earned this jacket have proven their steadfast commitment to BMLDI through many different ways. Some of those ways include very strong attendance, which averages to over 90% of attendance at all BMLDI events, both in person and virtual, as well as being actively engaged when they are in attendance, meaning participating in conversations, sharing their thoughts, being willing to be challenged, and just being the strong leaders that we encourage them to be and continue to grow into, as well as taking those leadership skills they've learned in this program outside of the program space and into the classroom and into their daily lives, and having conversations with loved ones and friends and community stakeholders in a way that shows them that these BMLDI graduates are above average and committed to advancing themselves in a way that should be commended in its own special right. So with no further ado, I would like to announce the recipients of the BMLDI Letterman's jacket. They are Miles Brinson, Najir Darwin, Brandon Mason, and Christian Wakefield. Thank you very much for being part of this wonderful ceremony today. I also want to take time to thank some individual people and organizations without their support, we could not do what we do. First and foremost, I want to thank the funders of this program. The Heinz Endowments and the Buell Foundation have been funders of BMLDI for quite some time, and without their support, we absolutely could not advance young leaders in today's day and age who will continue to advance other leaders coming behind them. Thank you, Heinz Endowments and Buell Foundation. I would also like to thank our Saturday Institute faculty who have remained with us from September all the way until June and stuck by us to deliver dynamic curriculum, which has helped these young leaders of BMLDI understand how they can both explore themselves, grow themselves, and have a positive influence on others. Those Saturday faculty are Dr. Anthony Mitchell, Majestic Lane, and Malcolm Thomas. I would also like to thank our year-round partner, Roxanne's Catering, who provided catering for all of the young men during our Saturday Institute. And it goes without saying that I would be remiss to not thank the families. To all the parents and guardians of BMLDI graduates, I could not do what I do without you. I'm only one person and I can't reach out to everybody. And quite frankly, I need your support because the young men wouldn't show up as strong as they do, and they wouldn't show up and make my life even better without you being their sole foundation. So a big thank you to the families, guardians, and stakeholders who are invested in the lives of these BMLDI graduates. And now, to close out today's ceremony, we will hear from a few of our younger BMLDI graduates, followed by a recital of the BMLDI Pledge and Life Charge.
To me, leadership is the willingness to take responsibility for a group of people and guide them on a path that is beneficial to both themselves and others.
Leadership is the ability to inspire others while striving to understand who they are and the value they hold simply because they are human beings.
leadership is being brave enough to take charge when no one else will, but only with the knowledge that such leadership requires a willingness to learn from others and acknowledge when you are wrong.
Leadership is the ability to guide others in a positive direction and teach them how to pass their knowledge to those coming behind them.
The leader does not need to be without fault because leadership is also about a willingness to be honest about your mistakes and use them to be a better person.
As a leader, I commit to talking with my peers and teachers next school year to build support for offering a class on African American history.
I commit to being more intentional on my social media by consistently sharing information that is helpful to others.
I commit to finding opportunities to be a mentor.
Representation matters, and I want to learn more about the experiences of my ancestors who made it possible for me to be where I am today.
I also commit to being a future mentor in the younger generations of mentor programs I participate in.
I will be purposeful at having conversations with younger leaders to learn about their experiences and teach them the lessons I've learned through my own experiences.
As a leader, I commit to developing my personal elevator pitch and helping my friends develop their elevator pitches so that we can prepare ourselves to make connections and gain knowledge which will help make the world a better place.
I respect the fact that this is a graduation ceremony, and I have applauded you. But to the graduates and everybody in the audience, I really want to underscore the critical importance of the time we're living in right now. And I ask you to listen, be active, be involved, and please, for yourself and everyone around you, vote and participate in the census. Both of those responsibilities are critically important for every citizen in the United States, but I underscore most especially for the African American community. Thank you so much for being responsible for yourself and those around you to participate in the 2020 census and to vote in each and every election. Thank you.
Graduates, we now close the ceremony with the BMLDI Life Pledge and Charge.
I pledge myself to individualize, culturalize, and maximize my ability to lead.
I pledge myself to be accountable, exceptional, and reputable as a good influence to society and as a Black male.
I pledge myself to envision, avoid collision,
and continue to live out the BMLDI mission.
I am Black.
I am me.
I am as powerful as can be.